and a couple other things for helping that out, opening the hips. So we might even serve tea if you want to grab a couple of empty Dixie cups or teacups. If they have actual tea in them, I encourage you to sip down a half away at least. Okay, so we'll start standing today.
Okay.
And remember, even though we are standing, if you need to sit down at any time, that's perfectly fine. Remember, this is your class. We're here for you to gain something. And whatever that interprets for you today is something for you to come up with. No one else is living in your body. It's really important for you to recognize what your body is experiencing today. Tonight, tomorrow, it'll feel different. Today, we're going to start, because it is a little chilly out this morning, we're going to start with a little bit of our Qigong of shaking the tree. If you are in a chair, focus on the upper part of the body. And whether you're standing or in a chair, our main goal in the beginning is to lift and drop. So if you start just by squeezing your ears up, your shoulders up to your ears, and then lowering down as quick and heavy as you can, as if the shoulders weigh a lot. So we're going to think of them as being separate, as if your arms are detached from your body. All right, so whether you're in a chair doing this or standing with us, I'm going to stand now, we'll add the whole body. In a chair, you'll be doing this with us, sitting forward on the chair. Standing, keep a little bend in your knees. We always want to keep that bounce. Lift, and as you exhale, a little bend, and feel free to open your mouth. So I'm really pressing out the exhale. Your body will use all the oxygen that you give it on the inhale. And as you exhale, that's when you're letting go of all that you don't need today. And whether that is something that you visualize, if you imagine your body letting go of any dis-ease, and that could be things that keep you awake at night, or simply the health of your body. And then lengthen that exhale. And see if you can make your exhale twice as long as your inhale, maybe even a little longer. We're just bouncing. Move your arms out away from your body and feel free to imagine if you were a tree, you're going to shake the branches of the tree. If you're a fruit tree, yeah. Shake the fingers. Come all the way down. This is good again to bring circulation into the fingertips. My heels and my toes are all planted into the earth. So maybe you inhale and then exhale. So shaking the tree. Now let's come back to lifting and dropping. And again, make sure there's an egg or even a little orange underneath your armpits. So we're sloughing all the dead cells out of the body and flushing them into the bloodstream. And now gently slow it down. And bend your wrist. So my arms have a little soft bend. My palms are facing the earth. My feet are connecting to the ground. I'm going to close my eyes for just a moment. Spreading your fingertips apart. Notice any tingling in your palms, any air moving between the fingers. And as you breathe in, visualize that breath floating up through the ground as if you're breathing in the strength of the earth. Feel it swelling all the way through your body, infiltrating every bone and joint and muscle and tendon. And as you exhale, imagine everything you're ready to let go of sliding down from your body, draining from the heels of your feet into the earth. Take a couple more long breaths, imagining again that as you inhale, you're pulling the strength of the earth up through your body, letting it move up through your legs, floating through every organ and tissue, curling through every vertebrae, allowing that breath to lift up under the skin. And then releasing all that you're letting go of. Picture it pouring down into the earth. Soften your face. Be aware of your chest and your abdomen expanding on your inhale and softening on your exhale. And now tilt your fingertips toward the earth. Open your eyes as you like. Keep your feet just as they are. We're going to have a little bend in your knees. Again, if you're in a chair, you're all the way forward on the chair. And your feet could be a little wider if you're in a chair. I'm going to take one palm and turn it forward. The other palm is going to remain facing behind me. My arms are out to my side with that bent knee. Allow your hip to begin the movement. So my shoulders rest over the hips. And as I bend and slide one hip forward, the palm that's facing forward comes forward. Come as far as you're able, and then turn your palm back and bring the other palm facing forward as you exhale. So you're pushing back on one side and letting the other hand press forward. Reverse the palms. And again, slide your body from one side to the other. Feel free to close your eyes while you're doing this. And imagine that you're sitting in a pool of warm water, swirling that beautiful warm water around your body. Maybe you're in a stream. Maybe you're in a tropical island. Maybe you're in your bathtub. Turning the palms, reversing. So as the body moves back, that palm is facing behind you and the other palm is bringing everything you're pulling forward. Slow it down if you're going fast. Again, inhale. Reversing the palms, exhale. Bring your attention to the bottom of your feet. Feel how the feet are connecting to the earth. We're going to do one more round on each side. And then we're going to bring our body back to center and lay your palms over top of your abdomen and close your eyes just for a moment. Soften your shoulders. Maybe you've had a little tension in them without being aware of it. See if you can feel your arms as feeling a little heavy. We're going to lighten them up a bit. We place our hands over the lower dantian because this is what the area that we're restoring, that life force energy. So the philosophy in Qigong is that when we are stressed out, we're chipping away at the energy that we have that's available for us to instill wellness. So the Qigong practices help to get rid of that negative energy and bring in the positive energy to restore, revitalize your body. So we're going to work on the kidneys because remember, the kidneys are the regulators of the body. I want you to lift your toes up, leave your feet on the floor, just lift the toes. And in this moment, notice the inside and the outside of your feet touching the ground. Spread your toes out and then lay them down. It's up to you. If you're able to lift up on the balls of the feet, that's great. If you can't, imagine that you are. We're going to swing our arms behind you, and as much as it's comfortable for you, breathe in, come onto the balls of the feet, and then as you exhale, drop heavy, and your arms are going to swing behind you like you're throwing something out. Inhale, drop, exhale. Open mouth. Good. Heavy dropping into the heels. You're waking up someone that's below you. If you're on the ground floor, just imagine that you're waking up all the roots that are going to bring spring flowers to us once the cold is over. So this activates the kidneys, and dropping heavy is what helps to build bone density. One more. And now just let your arms swing. Good. So grab a chair or move yourself near something, a wall or a countertop, whatever you have nearby. And again, if you are feeling tired, it is perfectly okay for you to sit down anytime you need to. So we're going to work on the balance part. Just have it there for balance, just as a helper. Remember that we are always available to help each other. There's nothing wrong with using a prop. Take the foot that's closest to your prop and lift the toes, just as we did before. Spread them out, and then put a little bend in your knee. So this is going to be your standing leg next to your support. Tuck your tailbone under and then lift your ribs up. So you're making your spine tall. Squeezing your shoulders a little bit and then soften your arms. And now the leg that's away from your support, bring the foot forward and the arm back. Flex your foot, slide it back, bring the hand forward. And now just imagine that that leg is on a swing set. This is going to swing. If you need to touch your toe in the front and the back, that's perfectly okay. And if you don't need your prop, but you want to leave it nearby, that's fine too. When the leg that's swinging is forward, that same arm is back. Keep the standing leg bent. Keep the ribs lifted up away from the hip, opening that psoas muscle. Some days are better than others. So if today is a day where you're struggling, that's okay. There's no reason to beat yourself up. Your swinging doesn't have to be large, it could be small, but if you want it to be bigger, then support yourself by holding on to something and swing as much as you can. Wild abandon. One more in each direction. And as your foot comes forward, I want you to flex the foot so your heel comes down first and you lay the whole foot on the ground. Again, bend that knee. Switch your prop if you need to. And again, we can try the other side. So I'm going to turn a little bit to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Leg is forward, arm is back. Ribs are lifted up so my body can swing freely. And pay attention to your foot that's on the floor. Is it wobbling a little bit? You'll know that's your side that's probably a little more weak. Maybe not. Maybe it's just today. Swing. And now plant the heel and bring your feet a little bit outside your hips. Give yourself a little break for a moment from all the movement. Place your hands on your hips. And I want you to look down at your feet and imagine there's a circle connecting the outside edges of your feet and making that big circle all the way around you. So before we were swinging like this, and now we're just going to let the hips do that work. So if you think of your tailbone as a compass, we're going to curl the tailbone back, stick your bum out, and now move it out to the side. Tuck under the tailbone to bring the pelvis forward. And again, out to the other side. We're going to go very slow, and I want you to examine that movement in your body. Is it feeling tight? Is there any dis-ease in any area? If so, just take a little extra long exhale. See if you can feel the muscle release. So we can do this movement fast or slow. And in our culture here in America, we are prone to speeding everything up. We want to go slow and deliberately today. This is how the mind connects with the body, when we're thinking about what we're experiencing instead of trying to create it into something it doesn't want to be today. So make sure you have a soft bend in your knee. Again, as you slide and examine your hips making that circle, pause if there's any area that feels tight. Take a couple extra exhales. And then resume your circle. Now we're going to go in the other direction. Slide your hand up to your ribs now. And see if you can keep your ribs still. So you may want to bend your knees a little more. So only the pelvis is making those circles and your upper body is stagnant. Now reverse in the other direction. One more. Good. Take a moment to release your arms to your side. Again, take a breath. Close your eyes for just this moment. Bring your attention to your fingertips. Again, recognize any tingling that you might be feeling. Bring your attention to the in and out of your breath. Now as you breathe in, turn your palms up. Bring your arms up and around your body. Like you're gathering the sun. When your hands come up as high as you can bring them, turn your palms down and inward about 40 degrees. So there's just a little tilt to the palms, like they're facing you. And as you exhale, follow your fingertips from your head down to your hips, emptying your breath all the way. Breathe in, bring your hands up, filling your body, looking up toward the sun. As the palms face your body, just a gentle tilt, exhale. So we're washing down the front of the body, sinking the weight into the earth. Inhale, gather the sun, looking upward. Look at your fingertips. So the palms face each other or face you. The palms are not touching, fingers are not touching. Going down slow, smooth and soft, just like your breath. We're washing that sunshine over your organs. Inhale, lift up. Put a smile on your face as you look up. And feel free to close your eyes as you exhale. Tilting the palms in toward your body, bringing that heavenly warmth of the sun down through every organ in your torso. 2 more. Inhale. Looking up, opening your heart to the sky. Exhale. Visualizing that energy washing down through your body. Sending everything you're letting go of through the heels of your feet and into the earth. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Now again, lay one palm over the other at your lower dantian. This is right below the belly button. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen. Be aware of the connection of your feet with the earth. Now as you breathe in, bring your hands, come closer so you can see what I'm doing. My hands are going to cross without touching. And as one hand goes up, the palm will turn up. My thumb points up to wrap the tendon around the bone. The other palm is going to turn down, and my thumb is in line with my hip bone. So think of the major organs in your body. We're staying right at the top of the head and the hips with our movement. So breathe in. One hand presses toward the earth, the other toward the sky. So this is called heaven and earth. Breathe in, crossing at the middle. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. I'm following one hand. And as the hands cross, if you are following your hand, that's when your gaze changes to the other palm. Inhaling and exhaling. And we use this movement of connecting our mind with the movement by following the palm with our eyes to connect a little more with that energy and making sure we're making our breath match the movement. So if you're breathing slow but you're moving fast, there's a disconnect. The slower you go, the more you're aware of that little tingle feeling through the palms, which is what we call Qi. The palms are very powerful because they connect with the heart. This is the area that shamans have used for centuries to help heal other people. It's the energy we have within ourselves that we can cultivate to heal our own self. If you feel like you're anxious, the gaze goes downward for grounding. If you're feeling low in energy, the gaze is more upward, lifting up the energy. So you can change the energy by connecting with that gaze. Or simply balancing out, following one hand for a couple of rounds and then the other. Bring your attention to your face. Be mindful of your expression. See if you can soften, if it's feeling tight. We'll do one more just in case your arms are getting tired. This is just a gentle way to also bring some circulation into those lymph nodes, right? Try one more if you're able. And again, layer your palms one over the other. Close your eyes. Be aware of a little bend in your knees. And if your feet feel like they're a little wobbly, lift your toes, spread them out, Lay them back down to plant your feet into the earth. Lift your ribs up away from your hips again. Maybe squeeze in your shoulder blades to open your heart. Fill your body. Soften everything. Now bring your arms to your side. And we're going to do rise out turns as head. This is also for the shoulders. So first we're going to open the fingers wide. And the second part, we're going to cup the fingers and rotate just the little finger side up. So you know the two movements. Okay, so the first variation. And again, you could sit for this. Very easy to do in a chair. If you need to sit for this, that's fine. Spread out your fingers. Stretch down through your fingertips as if you were reaching down to connect your fingers into the earth like a tent stake. Take a little moment to squeeze those shoulders to open the front of your body. Soften them back to your side. Move your head back just a bit so your head is over your shoulders. We tend to always be like this because we are forward moving. And if you are working a lot on a computer, your tendency is to be leaning forward. Or if you read a lot, the same. So try bringing your head back. And you could practice this at a wall, which is a very good exercise if you're able to just bring your head over your shoulders and then walk away. That'll help you find that spot. So we're stretching out. And now lifting your chin just a little bit. Turn to look over the shoulder like you're looking behind you. Reach down and out through your fingertips, spreading the fingers wide. Open your eyes very wide. And as you gaze behind you, imagine you can see all the way behind you, like an owl turning his head or her head. Bring your head back to center, release your fingers, let your arms hang to your side, maybe even shake your fingers if you need to. Take a couple breaths. These subtle movements help to open up any areas that are tight through the neck and shoulders. So we're going to open our fingers again, spread them wide. Imagine there's rays of energy moving down through your fingertips. Turn your head over the opposite shoulder, stretching down. Lift the chin just a little bit. Open your eyes really wide. Gaze behind you. If you were an owl, where would you be? What part of the world? What would you be seeing? Notice how this side feels different than the other. Keep your hands reaching down and spread apart. Find your awareness connected to your breath. Come back to center, release your fingers, relax your arms. And we're going to do the second variation. So this is the one where our fingers stay together. And again, fingers are together. Just tilt the little finger up. So just the little finger side is going to rotate up as if you were holding a little cup of water in the center of your palm, or allowing it to drain down your arm. So again, we're at that 45-degree angle. We're rotating the little finger side up. Squeezing the shoulders again just to feel the front of your body open. As you stretch down, feel free to sit if you need to. Tilt your head over one shoulder. Stretch through the opposite arm. Relax the arm under your shoulder. Anytime you need to sit, feel free to do so. Keep stretching down through the arm and maybe close your eyes and visualize any tension draining down the neck, across your shoulder, down the arm and through the fingertips. Open your mouth with your exhale if it's really tight. And picture Any tension draining through your arms like a waterfall, dripping off the fingertips. Feel your head getting a little heavier. Check in with your teeth, make sure you're not clenching them. And gently lift your head and relax your arm. Take a moment, feel the difference. And let's go the other side. So we always start with both palms connecting, fingers touching each other, rotate the little finger up, squeeze in the shoulders a bit, reach down through your arms, curl that little finger up a little more, tilt your head over the other shoulder, stretch out through both arms, reaching down through those fingers, keeping the little finger side curled up. Teeth are away from each other. Bring a smile to your face. Soften that arm under your ear. And as you exhale, again, picture that tension moving across the shoulder, down the arm, and out through the end of the fingertips. And again, without judging, notice how this side feels different from the other. Bring your mind back to your face, keeping it soft. Teeth are away from each other. Breath is long and slow, carrying that tension across the shoulder, down the arm, and out through the end of the fingertips. Lift your head and relax your arms. You wiggle your fingers if that feels good. Remember, there are no negative side effects to these postures. If you want to do them at other times or a few times during the day, especially if you are working on a computer a lot, it's really beneficial to keep the tension out of the neck and shoulders, because this is the area that separates the mind from the body. So we want to keep the tension out of this area so that our body can send signals. Now that we are acutely aware of listening to our body, it's important to keep that open communication. So again, if you need to sit, we're going to start with serving tea, but you can do this in a chair. So if you're in a chair, the main thing to remember is you're sitting forward on it. And I am to the side. I have no arms on this chair so that I can move around without any interference. So coming forward so you can see what I'm doing. Remember to cup your fingertips. So if I had a cup, my fingers would be around the bottom of the cup. That's the best way to remember how to hold your teacup. You do not need a cup for this. You just need your mind to believe you have a cup in your hand. We're going to start by sliding the elbow back. And the reason we have a cup, if you have one, is so that you can see whether your cup is going to be level. I'm going to curl my hand back. Roll the elbow forward. Lift up. I'm doing this slow so you can see what I'm doing. Bring your teacup forward and swing it up over your head. Notice what's happening with your hips. We were circling around that circle before, and that's exactly what your hips are doing. So slide straight back, curl the wrist, roll the shoulder. So I'm turning my body so you can see what I'm doing. Slide your teacup forward. Keep your knees bent. As your arm comes one side, the hip's going to go the other. Make that circle and bring your teacup forward. So slide the arm back, curl the wrist, roll the shoulder, lift your teacup, bend your knees. So the hips are forward, the arm is back, hips are to the side, hand is to the opposite side. Hip is back, arm is forward. Don't worry if you can't put it all together. It takes a long time. Just work on doing what you can do today. And if you spill your tea, you get endless refills, so don't worry about it. Lift the elbows, big circle. Exhale, slide straight back, curl the wrist, roll. So if you arch your spine, this is really easier. Bring the teacup forward, then lift the elbow up, bend your knee, tuck the tailbone under as the hand comes around your head. And imagine that you're serving tea to all of your friends. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Do 2 more if you can. Your circles don't have to be as big as mine. Any little movement is beneficial and much better than no movement at all. Now we're going to reverse. So again, we're sliding out, serving tea to the goddesses and gods. Roll the shoulder, lower your wrist, bring your hand out to the side, curl the wrist forward, bring your teacup forward, lifting it up. Breathe in, big circle. One more, inhale. And we're back at center. We're gonna switch to the other side. So again, you're doing what you can do, and there's no wrong to whatever you're able to do today. Slide straight back. Remember, one side's always easier than the other. Curl your wrist, roll the shoulder, lift the elbow, tuck under your tailbone. Whoops, make sure you don't spill your tea. Breathe in as you bring your teacup into the sky and forward. Slide it straight back, curl the wrist, roll the shoulder, lift the teacup, make that circle into the sky. And again, inhale. Put a smile on your face, especially if you're spilling your tea. Imagine how refreshing that would be. Inhale. Exhale. I'm making big circles, but you don't have to. Maybe your range of motion is very small. That's okay. Maybe this part with the wrist is something that doesn't work with your body. If you have arthritis or something, you're just modifying, okay? And the reason that we are giving ourselves a break in any of these movements is because the whole world is out there to beat us up. We don't need to do that to ourselves. Inhale. You've already been through a battle. Now you're on the other side. We're going to reverse. Curl the shoulder, lower your teacup. Bring your circle out to the side. And then curl your wrist. Slide straight ahead. Lift up. Big circle on the inhale. Over the head. Lower the wrist. Curl your palm forward. Hand forward. Lift up. Inhale, big circle or small circle. One more. I know it's a lot today, but see what you can just do what you can do. Whew, take a little break. We're going to do both teacups. So just as we did before, your arms are going to cross without touching. So remember that bend. So I'm crossing, drawing the elbows back, curl, roll forward. This is where it gets awkward. So you're going to cross your wrist, rotating the wrist. Inhale, lift your teacup up. You step back. You can see, just do what you can do. So this is where you rotate the wrist in that weird way. Bring your arms back, teacups forward. If you hate this, that means it's doing something for you. Inhale, lift up, curl the shoulders, roll the wrist. Inhale, open your heart. Let's practice that part. Opening your heart to the sky. Who cares what's going on with your hands? We're opening the kidneys and spine. And now we're going to do 3 more in the other direction. So draw the elbows straight back. Curl the wrist, roll forward so the elbows come forward. We're opening the kidneys and the spine. Lift the elbows, bend the knees, tuck under the tail, opening the heart and lungs. Exhale, and as we bend, we're giving a massage to the kidneys and, to the liver and the spleen, sorry. Inhale, opening the heart. Exhale, spine and kidneys in that warm sunshine. One more. And as your hands come into the sky, bring your palms or your teacups together. You did a great job. Remember, if you just did part of that, that was enough for you today, right? Now come to your chair. And today we're going to do the tapping sitting because we've been standing quite a bit. You might be a little tired. Because spring is coming, we're going to start with the face. So I'm going to move even more forward so you can see what I'm doing. Remember, allergy season is here, and even if you yourself don't suffer with them, you may get a sinus infection at some point. Masks are great for helping with this. However, maybe someone in your life has these issues, and you can show them these things if you want to share out. Use your ring finger. So the ring fingers help you not have as much pressure. We're going to go right on the side of the nose next to the tear duct. And for all of these, you're going to feel a little dent in the bone. So press in that space right next to the tear duct, and we're going to make circles. And I like to keep my teeth apart just because often people will unconsciously be holding tension in their jaw. So if you practice just keeping the mouth separated a little bit. And traditionally we do about 9 circles in each direction. And then we're going to slide your fingers down to the crevice beside your nostril. Straight down. 9 circles. And then go in the other direction. And now we're going to lay your finger over the middle of your eye. And now slide your finger straight down to the bottom of your cheekbone. And we're under the bone. You're going to poke up under the bone. And again, you're going to feel a little indentation in the bone. Actually, it's going to be like an arch. Pressing up into that soft spot. Again, keep your teeth parted. If it feels tender or a little bit painful, you might have a small blockage. So this will help to open up those areas. We're going to go down to the bottom of the jawbone. So we just go straight down. This is a lung point, actually. Right on the jaw. Both directions. And we're going to come back up to your eye. So use your ring finger and middle finger. Take it to the corner of your eye. And then slide it straight back to your hairline. Again, teeth parted, make little circles at the temples. Feel free to close your eyes. Any of these points feel tender, repeat frequently and often. Opposite direction. And again, if you are someone who grinds their teeth at night, this area might be a little sore. Finish this point by bringing your hands, your eyes, your fingers over the middle of your eye again, and then go straight up into your eyebrow. Find that soft spot. It's right above the center of your eye. And we'll do 9 circles. And go in the other direction. Now we're going to take our finger and we're going to draw a line. So if I draw a straight line from under my ear to my hairline. And again, I like to use my middle finger or the index finger for this is not as tender in this point. But again, you're going to feel an indentation in the bottom of the skull. So rotate, pressing up underneath the bottom of the skull. Both directions. Tilt your chin down, slide your fingers all the way back to where the spine connects to the skull. We're going to go next to the vertebrae and up underneath the bottom of your head. So bring your fingertips to the spine, slide up, and now lift your chin. Just take your fingers and just press straight up. Use 2 fingers or 1. Let your head hang back over top of those points. And you can either just press straight up or make little circles. Now we're going to take a point from the top of the ear. So I want you to take your middle finger and your thumb and pinch the top of your ear. Keep your thumb connected to the ear. Slide your fingers straight up to connect in the middle. And now we're going to move one hand away. And one finger is just going to press straight up and down. And if this point feels a little wonky and weird, you've got it. This is really good if you get migraine or headache. So we're straight down, consistent pressure. And hold this for about a minute. If you get headaches or you know someone that does, this is a really effective point, and it does work. Release. And now we're going to start our tapping. So use your open fingers, fingertips, or knuckles, and you can change as you go throughout your body, because remember, some areas may be more tender than others. You know your body more than someone else. So we're going to tap down the side of the neck, across your shoulder. I'm going to switch back to the chair. And remember to think of your body as a rectangle, all the limbs at least. We're going to go top, down the side, and when you get to the bend, tap, tap, tap. Do the fingers as you like, the outside of the arm, and underneath the arm. We're going to use your knuckles, push into the middle of the palm. Things falling out here. And then use your thumb or the knuckles. Come under the base of the fingers. You could scrub if you like. These are all things that work very effectively, especially if you have tender fingers or your fingers have a little bit of extra tendonitis or arthritis. But you can use the knuckles just as effectively. And now take your fingers and we're going to wiggle back and forth through each digit and pinch at the end. Squeeze at the end. This is very effective. You can do this multiple times during the day. If you watch your shows on TV, there is a good opportunity for you to be giving yourself this little self-massage. Come around the base of the thumb, top, bottom, and sides with a happy little pinch at the end. And then take your open palm and just slap the back of your shoulder blade while you're here. And then using your fingertips or knuckles, we're going to come across the collarbone to the other side, halfway across. Again, you can tap here in the middle. So right under the collarbone, these bones are where the thymus is. And so this is helpful for you to stimulate your immune system. And then continue across the collarbone. And Any way you like, come on the side of the neck, across the top of the shoulder, down the arm. If an area feels really tight or painful, you may want to return to it after our class throughout this week. Tapping is so good for your body. It helps to get all the dead cells, stimulates the immune system, and remember, your skin is an organ. Into the center of the palm. Use your knuckles, just get a nice little rubbing, going around that thumb joint. And then come and giving a massage. So we're starting around any finger that you want. Start at the bottom and pinch the tip. But be sure to do the top, bottom, and sides. Squeeze. And now rotate the wrist. Go in both directions. It's going to feel very strange. Open palm, tap across the back of the shoulder. And this time we're going to lift your arm as much as you can. Little tapping, little fingers or knuckles come under the armpit, down the side of the ribs. Again, here you could smack behind if you want to while you're here. Let's just do that while we're here. It's open palms, tapping the back of the ribs, the back of the lungs, coming around to the front, going down the front of your chest. You pick fingertips, palms, or knuckles, or fists. Come over, switching hands, lifting up under the arm, down the side of the body. Remember, you can use multiple variations. Open palm to get behind the back. Both fists. So if you want to give a little, draw your abdomen and just tighten that area up a little bit. If it feels tender, that's normal, especially when you're right underneath the ribs, because that's where your diaphragm is, working through the intestines. And usually this is done in a bit of a circular motion. Now lean forward, open palms or fist, and tap. So right under the rib cage is where we're going to find the kidneys and the adrenals. Remember, the adrenals is what releases cortisol, that stress hormone. Come all the way down to your pelvic bone. And turn your hands so they're facing your body and come back around, and both hands to one side, tap on the hip. And this is where, if you're in a chair, I want you to drop your leg. So let's move back so you can see. Sitting on the edge of the chair, just drop your leg down. In that space where there's between the two bones, this is where we want to really be aggressively tapping. This is where white blood cells are made. Feel free to stand again if you prefer. We're going to go down the front of the thigh. So if you want to extend your legs straight out, back a little further. I have long limbs. Down towards your ankle. And then the outside of the leg. All the way to the ankle. Opening up on the inside. And if you aren't able to stand up, if you can, just stand up and get your glutes, or slide the leg back if you were in a lunge, like a yoga pose. Tap your glute. And we're going to get the back of the leg and give a good tapping behind your knee. Remember, this area is like the armpit. It gets a deep bend, like your groin. We want to spend extra tapping in these areas. So come back up and give some extra tapping in the groin if you're standing, or if your leg is off a chair. Go back down one more time. And now take your open hands and sweep down, brush. down the leg. And then we'll go to the other side. So again, you could be in a chair. So in a chair, coming down outside. We have 4 sides, so just pick one because there is no wrong. The key is to start at the top and go down. So it works with the circulatory pattern. If you're in a chair and you want to stay there, open the leg, let it hang off, get that groin area, or standing down all the way to the ankle. Up, tapping. Very good behind the knee. And then brush. So remember, as you move through your week, even this brushing can be very comforting for the body, helps to smooth out any tension. And if you bring your arm across and down, this is a nice way to change your mood. So if you're feeling anxious or aggravated, this really does work. We're helping to balance out the autonomic nervous system, and we're bringing that heart energy, a little bit of anger, tension, down and out. So it is 11:30 if any of you need to go. Otherwise, we're going to give a little scrub to the feet. We'll do a quick down and dirty scrub to the feet today. Cross your ankles. Remember, if this is impossible for you, use a dryer ball or even a tennis ball will work. Something that has a little texture is a little better, but it's all good. Use your pincher fingers. We're going to go around the knuckle or the ankle. You can use your knuckles if your fingers are not feeling like they want to bend and give all this work. And we take our fingers or knuckles and we brush from the heel toward the ball of the foot. Again, you could use a knuckle. We're going to go right under the ball of the foot. Usually an elbow or thumb is used. So you pick elbow, thumb, knuckle. It's the bubbling well point. These are all little acupuncture points. And come back to the side of the foot. And I'm going to move my foot so you can see what I'm doing. Brush down between the toes. Pull the toes back. Other hand, you're going to use your claw fingers and massage the bottom of the toes. Once again, pinch your fingers. Here we can do both hands. So we get the top, bottom, and sides. Start at the bottom of the toe and wiggle as you pinch. Give a little pressure. Squeeze at the end of the toe. Again, if you struggle with neuropathy because of your treatment, this is very helpful to get some blood back into the tissues. It's the whole point of Qigong is moving circulation. When you have a pond of water that doesn't move, then it becomes stagnant, right? Disease grows on the pond, algae, little bugs start flying. Same thing starts to happen in our body. So the Qigong movements don't have to be vigorous or fast. Now take your hands and rub that foot. And we'll switch to the other side real quick. If you need to go, hope you can tune in again next time. We start with knuckles at the ankle. This is the uterus or prostate area. And remember, if any area on your foot is tender, just give it a little extra loving. Chin. Knuckles or thumbs, push from the heel up toward the ball of the foot. And go across the top of the foot. So from the ankle down toward the toes. Pull the toes back. Use your bent fingertips. Massage the base of the toes. So you're actually massaging the ball of the foot at the same time. Use your pincher fingers. Start at any toe, but we're going to move through all of them. Wiggle and pinch at the end. Now rubbing. Now bring your palms together, and let's rub our palms together. Feel the heat in your palms. Now turn your palms toward one another. Close your eyes for just a moment. Again, be aware of the energy in your palms. Feeling that tingling is what we're calling energy, okay? Bring a smile onto your face and know that that energy that's pulsating between your palms is the same energy that's flowing through the trees, every blade of grass, everything that is alive on this planet and in our universe. And this energy that we can transform and turn inward to cultivate our own healing. And it's energy that we can share with others, what we put out into the world. So let your palms come together and notice how your hands feel as they touch one another. And in this little moment, be aware of the warmth in your palms. And if you would like, you can also translate that down to the lower dantian in your abdomen, instilling that life force energy. Remember, what you've done here may not show on the outside, but you've honored that beautiful vessel that you've been given to live in. And each time you return to your practice, it reawakens what you've gained and builds on that experience. So just notice your breath moving in and out of your body. Know that that energy that was between your palms is flowing through every cell and bone and tissue. And may that light that's within you shine out to brighten your path today through the rest of your week. Moving your palms in a little circle, nurturing that life energy that we have helped to enhance today. Thank you so much for joining me. You've enhanced my life by being here. I really appreciate the time that you've given from your day to be here with me. Thanks so much. I appreciate that you joined me, and I hope that this was helpful. Practice anything you remember through the week. Have a beautiful one.